All right, before we get started, you should be on your tracker at the place that says 8.5 task 3. Well, since I have made the tracker, I have changed my mind as to what tasks I would like you to do for this one. So before we get started, I would like you to go to your green tracker, get out your green tracker, go to where it says 8.5 task 3, and you're going to cross out 3, and you're going to write 1, 2, and 4. Because we're going to do tasks 1, 2, and 4, which I know it seems silly that I'm changing my mind to do all the other tasks except task 3, but that's what we're doing. Okay. So now that you've done that, go ahead and flip to page 261. We are going to do task 1 in 8.5. All right, so substitution is what we're going to do for this one. Substitute the given value into both expressions and determine if the expressions have the same value. So we've already learned how to substitute, right? We have x equals 6 and how to substitute that 6 into an expression that has a variable like a letter or a symbol. Okay, so both of our expressions, we have one here and we have one here. Now these look different, right? They look very different, but what we're going to do is we're going to substitute 6 in for those x's, those variables, and we're going to evaluate them, and we're going to see if they both come to equal the same thing when we put 6 in. Okay, so let's do it. For the first one, we're going to put 6 in where x is here, 6 in where x is there, 6 here, and 6 here. All right, now we have 6 squared, which is 6 times 6. 6 times 6 is 36. Okay, and then we'll pull down the 6 here. Then we're going to multiply. 5 times 6 is 30. And what we're left with is 36 minus 30 is 6. Okay. All right, over here, we are on this side, we are going to subtract 6 minus 5 first, because that's in the parentheses, right? Put 1 there, and then we're going to drop down the 6. And then look at that, 6 times 1 is 6. So, do these expressions have the same value when x equals 6? Yes, they do. The expressions do have the same value when x equals 6. Okay, now for part B, we have a hexagon. We kind of have a funky shaped hexagon over here. Okay. For this hexagon, Linda says the perimeter can be found using the expression 4 times s over 2 plus 2s. David says that he can use the expression 4s to find the perimeter. Do the expressions have the same value when s equals 8? So we're going to plug in 8 wherever s is. And before we get started, remember, when we have a number like this, when we have a number here and then parentheses with a number here, we're going to multiply those two numbers. Okay? So this isn't a mixed number, but it's just two separate numbers that we're going to multiply. Okay, so let's substitute. Let's substitute 8 in wherever s was. S here, which there's an 8, 8 here, and then 8 here. Okay, so now we're going to, the first thing that we're going to do on this first expression is divide, right? Because there is a division problem inside the parentheses, that 8 over 2. Well, 8 divided by 2 is 4. And then we're going to drop down the 8. Okay. And now we're going to multiply, because that's our next order of operations. 4 times 4 is 16. 2 times 8 is 16. And then we're left with 32. Okay. So let's look at the other one, 4s, where we plugged in 8 for s. 4 times 8, well, we already know 4 times 8 is 32. So these expressions, they do come to equal the same thing when s equals 8. So yes, the expressions on this one, they do have the same value when s equals 8.